Hello and welcome to more special Friday summer coverage brought to you by the In the Money Media Network, courtesy of our friends at TwinSpires. Loaded day of contests Friday at TwinSpires. You can see it yourself if you go over to twinspires.com and click on their tournaments tab. But we've got bonus feeder action on Friday to the Travers Day Mint Millions / BC qualifier. That's a $200 game. There's action at Colonial Downs. If you want to stay up a little bit later, you get your proper betting on Charlestown Friday night. There's a game there, a couple of games at Charlestown. Anyway, go and check out this schedule. It's loaded. It's daily. TwinSpires have joined the handicapping contest game in a big way. Lots of stuff leading up to the KDBC, an event where my co-host on today's program had some success last year. I'm sure he's already looking forward to it next year. I speak of Jonathan Kinchin. JK, what's up?
PTF, what's going on? Yeah, it's. I think I have an entry already.
Good
from the KDBC last year. So it's always nice to have those in the can. So it should be a lot of fun. Love these live money contests.
It's great, and it's good to be playing at a variety of different levels. I love that about the flexibility they have on the TS platform. Darren Zuccali, he's done a fantastic job getting this thing back up and running, and it's been great working with Evan and the team over there marketing these things. We're going to continue to do so, and it's a fun excuse to talk about some Saratoga spot plays. Last week, we talked about 3 races. You gave the people 2 winners. This week, we're going to talk about 4 races. Maybe you can better it and give them 3 or even 4 winners. Where do you want to begin? What's your first sort of tournament spot on this Friday Saratoga card?
Yeah, race 3. Look, I trust me. I tried really hard to find a way to beat this horse. If you know, you know. The 3 Iron Orchard, he just looks too good for this group. She does, excuse me. She was very impressive on debut. She was entered in the Adirondack, but scratched. But she came right back later that week and worked. So it almost felt like they entered in there to see if it was going to be tough. But let's just wait a couple weeks for the New York bred spot. I think she's going to be hard to beat in here. There's a couple of other horses that have run well, but I think she's the easy one. So if you want to play some doubles in and out of her, if you want to maybe just use her as a kind of a double up of your bankroll, I've always felt like in these contests, me just getting more bullets makes me able to do other things I want to do later more freely. So Iron Orchard might be a horse to try to double up with, or maybe not double up, but pick up 30 or 40%.
I feel like people always need and don't always do to look at the prize pool too. Very often you don't need, in a weekday contest, you don't always need to knock it out of the park. This ain't the BCBC. You have an opportunity, depending on what the prize pool looks like, to get your goal in fewer steps than you might think. So always pay attention to the specifics of the rules. And a runner like this, even if the price is short, this one 4 to 5 on David Aragona's morning line, even if the price is short, still have that opportunity to really help you out. And that's as close as we've gotten all summer, JK, to an airing of the grievances. But I won't rattle your cage and ask for more. Instead, I'll ask you, where do you want to go next on this Friday Saratoga card?
Yeah, the next race, this is a funny one, if I'm going to be honest with you. We're going to go to race 6. And this is a situation where I'm realizing that I think I made a mistake earlier in the meet. You know, I don't like bothering people too much. There's some people that I will bother. Some I don't like
bother everybody
for info and, hey, do you like your horse? All this stuff. But I was talking with Chad Brown earlier this summer, and he mentioned, he was kind of giving me his mental rundown of some of his good 2-year-olds he had and horses he was excited about. And he said, he got this Rubelinda filly. And I remember being like, oh, okay. Yeah. I remember her. She was awesome. But whatever. But I don't write it down really quick. I just remembered him saying that. Well, a few weeks back, there was a horse that ran that was by the dam of Rubelinda. And I thought that was the one.
That's amazing.
And she was 5th that day. And I'm suddenly realizing that when he said Rubelinda, he meant Rubelinda, not Rubelinda's mom. He meant Rubelinda. And I think this is one that he might like a little bit. And I could be wrong. I didn't ask him. I'm not going to bother him about it. It could have been, maybe it was the other one and he was wrong, but I'm going to give this one another shot. This Rubelinda Amicable Farce, the 6 horse.
That's the 6. What a funny name, Amicable Farce. I gotta wonder where that one comes from. But yeah, not this time. I mean, this horse has the look of a Chad Brown that will be doing good things at Saratoga. Not an easy race by any means. Have you like pieced through the form here, or is this really half of a hunch play at this point?
No, it's not half a hunt. I mean, it's if you know, it's one of those ones where it looks like the horse can run a little bit. There's some good works in the tab. It's a Not This Time, but that usually works out pretty well. It's a Don Umberto homebred that they stayed in on. That's a positive as well. I will say though, if they come off the turf, that MTO Academia should be really tough too. It's actually another mention that he had of a Wildcat filly. He's got 2 Wildcats. He's got a 3-year-old that I think is probably not great. Then he's got this one, the second foal for Peter Brandt, a homebred as well. So if they come off, keep an eye out for that one.
Wildcat, is that the horse through which we met Dom Savitas all those years ago? Does that track? Was he involved?
I think it does. Yeah, I think you might be right about that. Wildcat horse. Is that the one that he bought into? I think I met him before that. But I do feel like I'm doing that thing where I talk really slow.
Dom,
it might not have been Wildcat. It might have been.
Then he had Venetian Harbor. He's part of. If you look at social media, which I don't advise, he's involved over there. But I'm almost sure that's the one. The day that I met him was when Wildcat.
No, that was Pacific Wind.
Oh, I got it wrong. Okay, never mind.
You're right though. There was a Peter Brandt partnership, but
okay, I was close, but no cigar. Anyway, I don't think they're going to be rained off. So we could have probably edited this whole thing out, but I'm going to leave it in because that's just how we roll around here at the In the Money Media Network. Let's pivot and talk about the next spot. It does seem like the forecast is good. We've had more rain than we were supposed to, but I mean, skies are blue now. It's Thursday morning. I think we're going to be A-okay for the turf on Friday, even with the big day on Saturday. Going to have loads of coverage, by the way, extra coverage this week. I mentioned before about how there's a contest at Charlestown on the In the Money Plus side. We've got a show covering that. JK is going to be doing one of his Brookmere shows for the Travers Day Pick 5. I've got Matt Volge. We're going to be doing that as well. So if you subscribe to the In the Money Media YouTube channel, you won't miss any of this exclusive content, and none of it will be as irrelevant as the past 2-minute tangent about something that didn't matter at all. Let's get to the next race.
Yeah, race 8. And I talked about earlier trying to pick up some pieces so I can do what I want to do late. I want to try to tie this race up with Cagliostro and Cook Creek. A couple of things. One, Cagliostro, I felt like last time definitely was one of those like classic needed the race. Comes back as a 5-year-old gelding, given the winter off after the Breeders' Cup Dirt Mile, ran well enough, got a nice figure, wide trip, should take a step forward off of that one. So I like that one quite a bit. Pace should be honest enough too. And then the 4 Cook Creek, I'd be keeping an eye out for Flying P for the rest of this week. Yesterday being Wednesday, the standings were 8 wins for Klarovich, 8 for Rapoli, and Flying P and Jay Provenzano got their 7th win. Jay said he had 30 more horses to enter before the end of the meet. I would imagine there's going to be some aggressive placement. I know last year he wanted to win the meet. He didn't. This year he's going to keep trying. So if you see this one doesn't really count because this one's not like dropping or anything like that, but I would keep an eye out for him dropping. This one is just one that has good numbers, should get a great setup in here, has tactical enough speed to stay close. And so I'd like to try to wrap it up, lock this race up with the 3 and the 4.
30 in the 8 days we have left. That is interesting. It's something to keep an eye out for. In terms of contest strategy with the 3 and the 4, and I imagine the answer depends on where you are in the contest, but is this something you're thinking of as an exacta spot or potentially Dutch winning, betting more on the lower price, less on the higher price to just try to advance your total? What would be your gut feeling as to how to approach this race, specifically in terms of a contest as opposed to a horizontal wager?
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Like, your gut feeling today is absolutely useless. Because did I hit the other 2 wagers that I made?
Right.
Am I in first place? Am I in 9th place? Does someone have $2,400? It all really depends. But what I would like to do is to be in a position where if one of these two horses wins, I can win. And if so, that could be a double. It could be a double win bet. It could be starting a double, but the amount of horses I can use in the next race depends on how much I have, where I'm trying to get, and and all those good things. So it really just depends. But I will say that I would just like to be. I would like for my contest to be dependent on one of those two horses winning.
Well, you mentioned the double, and I think you do have something for us in the next race, and that's another way you can go, the old Dutch double play. What number or numbers would be on your ticket if you do play the double in race number 9, the last race we're going to talk about on the show?
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to be alive to the 1 and the 10. Obviously, if I have enough money, or if I put myself in a good enough position, or no one else has put themselves in a good enough position, and I can use a little bit more to stay protected, I can do that. But 1 Mood Age Daydream for Jorge Abreu. TT's outstanding with first off a layoff. He does really well. I mean, he came from the Chad Brown school, so he can do very similar in terms of getting one ready off of a break. Horse comes in off a 3-race win streak, is tactical, drawn inside, Flavian Pratt, all the things that you need in order to work out a good trip. And then the 10 towards the outside, Silver Skillet, who his last 2 starts I thought have been okay. I didn't love his last race. The pace wasn't particularly fast. I thought he got a pretty good trip, but I think the race 2 back was the one that kind of gave me the most credit, the most comfort. That Mount Vernon, there's been some horses that have run back, out of that and run well. A couple of winners out of there, and that was on the inner turf. Now he's back on the inner turf, so I want to try to be alive to the 1 and the 10. It feels like the pace is going to be pretty quick in here.
Couple of things to button it up. We've got a giveaway this weekend. We're going to do it on 2 videos. This video is one of them. Also on that, we're going to do a video about the Forgo. We're going to bring in Harlan Malter, who's been influential with Buchero's stallion career. We've got a Buchero hat to give away. Drop us a comment. If you make a comment on this video or that video, you're going to be automatically entered, and we're going to choose a winner at random. You're not eligible, JK, though I bet you Harlan would give you a hat, especially if you were going to wear it on TV. I mentioned about the other videos that are going to be dropping. The video with Matt Vagvolgi, that's going to drop about midday Friday. When is your Brookmere Saturday grade 1 pick 5 video going to drop, JK? Do you have a vision for when you're going to record and drop that?
Need to record it like right when we get done. So I'll probably pop that booger up. I'll probably try to get it up as soon as I can today, just to have it up there. Or tomorrow morning. It's one of the 2.
Gotcha. So be on the lookout for that. Also, are you on TV? You're on TV Friday. Will you be on Talking Horses? If people want to hear your rundown of the entire card, should they check out there?
Yeah, Talking Horses on Friday. I'm on early on Friday. Fox Show on Saturday. Early on Sunday. And then this closing week.
It's crazy. I'm partying like it's 2020 over here, not in the bad way. I'm on Sky Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So you will not be seeing me over at Saratoga. I will be holed up either in this very spot, or perhaps I'll move it out to the DG Lounge out there, which will be full this weekend. We got a lot of people coming in for this Travers, and I'll see them in the morning and the evening. But it's going to be fun. It's good to got to make hay while the sun shines. Great racing around the country this weekend, and we've got you covered on the In the Money Media Network. Thank you so much, and make sure you subscribe to the In the Money Media YouTube channel.